Last time I told you about 8 Windows 11 apps that will increase your productivity and save time. But in this video, I'm going to suggest you 8 Windows 11 apps which are meant for utilitarian reasons. Think of them as your digital handyman toolkit. First, I want you to download and install some apps that will help you uninstall other apps. And I know how oxymoronic it sounds, but trust me, Revo Uninstaller and Bulk Wrap Uninstaller will help you to uninstall apps. But you might be thinking, why do you need a separate application to do something that your system already does? Well, because even after you uninstall some apps, few of its remnants still gets left behind, clogging your storage. Also, the left behind registry files can interfere with your system's usability if the application wasn't installed or uninstalled properly. And more than that, both application offers you a much better experience. Revo Uninstaller is a closed source application with a paid version available for advanced feature. But for non-tech savvy persons, in my opinion, it's a pretty good option. And on the other hand, Bulk Wrap Uninstaller does offers you few more advanced features while being completely free and open source. But it is a little bit intimidating if you open it for the first time. If you ever watched any GPU content on YouTube, then I'm sure you heard or seen somebody using Afterburner. If you haven't, don't worry, let me explain. Afterburner is a GPU tweaking tool developed by MSI for overclocking or undervolting your GPU. And no, you don't necessarily need a MSI GPU for this software to work. It will work on any GPU that you have. But NVIDIA GPUs are a little bit stable when it comes to overclocking and undervolting rather than AMD. Also, because of AMD's Adrenaline software, you really don't need Afterburner. But there is another application or feature that is inside Afterburner that is much more interesting, and that can come in very handy, and that is RivaTuner. It will help you to monitor your system hardware while you are playing games. And also you can benchmark using RivaTuner. If you have ever seen any benchmark charts on YouTube or internet, trust me, most of them are done by RivaTuner. And for that particular reason, it is a must-have. Now, in any point, if you think that you need a detailed video or an explanation how each particular software works, let me know in the comment section and I will make a short about that, explaining all the features about every single application that I'm talking in the video. Next is Super F4. If none of your friends have ever pulled a F4 prank on you, then my friend, you are very lucky. And if you don't know what F4 prank is, well, it is when you press Alt and F4 on your keyboard and the application that you're currently working on will force close. Now, there is one little problem with Alt F4, and that is Windows being too polite. So when you press Alt F4, Windows will politely ask the application to close itself. Now, it is on that application's great wisdom that if it will close or not. Especially it happens when that application is stuck on not responding state, and I'm sure you have faced this problem. After you install Super F4, when you press Ctrl Alt and F4, it will force close that application, and no matter what state it is in. And trust me, it will save you from a lot of frustration. If you have a bunch of fans installed on your system, some from one brand and some for another, then I'm sure controlling and calibrating all those fans are not a very easy task for you, and sometimes it can be impossible. But why in the first place you need to control and calibrate your fan curves? Don't they already smart enough to do it by themselves? Yes, they are, but they are smart individually. Let me give you a scenario. You're playing a game on your PC which is very GPU intensive. So your GPU is heating up and it is exhausting hot air inside your system. But your CPU hasn't reached the temperature where your CPU fan will start to ramp up. So hot air slowly builds up, and then your CPU fans and other fans comes into panning mode, and then it tries to exhaust all that hot air. So if there is a solution when your GPU fan starts to ramp up, all the other fans will simultaneously ramp up at the same pace, which will help you to exhaust all the hot air from your system and intake cool air inside your system, which will maintain all those fans and hardware's longevity. Well, you have that application, and that is called Fan Controller. It is an open source application. It is a free application. When you install it for the first time, it checks all your temperature sensor probes and try to calibrate all those fans. And if you want a detailed video explaining all that, I have linked down a video from Jace2Sense where he explained all these things beautifully. Go and check it out. And don't forget to tell him Techno sent you. In the same board, we have OpenRGB. If you have a multiple fans, they have RGB nowadays, and RGB comes with its own software. And again, if you have fans from multiple brands, then you need to install multiple RGB software, and some RGB softwares are not really just RGB softwares. So OpenRGB comes in and lets you control all that RGB lights inside one app, and almost every single RGB protocol or whatever or RGB brand are supported inside OpenRGB. So this application should be in your system if you love RGB on your system. If you have ever used Windows snipping tool, then I don't need to tell you what a hot pile of garbage it is. And for that, I have two alternatives for you. Lightshot, an open source, free and light application that will help you to screenshot whatever you want to screenshot in your system, and it will also give you ability to add few highlights, text, or some minor little edits, and you press Control Save and it saves your screenshot. It's very simple, very easy. If you don't want to be bothered by snipping tool, give it a shot. Just press print screen and it will work flawlessly. But if you want advanced features like specific window selection or video audio recording, then you should give ShearX a try. Both of these applications are open source. ShearX does offer you a bunch of advanced features, while Lightshot is just simple. It's Lightshot. It's just a screenshot application. It doesn't give you too much, but for a lot of people that is enough. For me, that is enough. I have both Lightshot and ShareX installed on my system, but most of the time I use Lightshot for all my screenshot reasons or screenshot needs. But what if you want to share your screen recordings to other people? For an example, what if you want a live stream? Then most probably you have heard about OBS, and if you have ever heard about OBS and used OBS, then I don't need to tell you that it is very hard to learn. It is very intimidating, and for almost every single thing you need a plugin, and to understand OBS you need to watch YouTube video. And for a lot of people, well, we just need to stream our games. We just want a window capture, a video capture that will capture our capture card or webcam, and some stinger animation. That's just it. We don't need so many advanced features. And if you think you are that guy, then you should download Meld Studio. It is a new kid on the block. It has no watermarks. It is 100% free, and it has no limits on how long or how much you can stream using it. Now, there are few advanced features missing from it, like VST3 plugins, but those are coming, and it comes with some already great animation and transition, which will make you so happy and make your stream looking just perfect and so professional. Last but not the least, I'm going to talk about ShearX. Now, it is not a standalone application, but a Chrome or any browser extension. Now, what this does, it offers you some disposable browser, file viewer, and disposable email features. And why do you need that? Well, because sometimes you found a link and you know it's shady, but your curiosity overtakes you and you want to click it to see what's there outside that wall. I'm sure it happens to everybody, right? Right? Please tell me it happens to everybody and I'm not the only one. If you have ever faced that situation, then you should have ShareX in your repertoire. It will give you 10 minutes of a disposable browser session where the browser will be located on some remote location on some remote server. So nothing is on your system. It's on somebody else's server. So even if there is something infected encrypted inside it, it will not come in contact with your system. Also, same goes for files. It will give you 5 minutes of disposable file viewing. Temp mail should be the reason why you should have this application. I know almost every single platform wants your email and they clog your mail. And then when somebody important or some important mail comes in, you can't find that important mail inside all that garbage. So if you want to read an article or you want to read a newsletter but you don't want it inside your primary mail, give it a try. In almost every single platform, the temp mail works and it is a complete lifesaver. And while we are talking about extensions, I use a bunch of extensions on my browser. So if you want me to make a separate video talking about some very interesting browser extension, let me know in the comment section and I will make a separate video about that. Until then, you can like the video if you liked it. If you haven't, well, feel free to dislike. And if you found any value, leave a nice comment. And if you haven't, well, leave a nasty comment. And if you want to watch more videos from us, check out this video right here. And if you want to subscribe, which I will appreciate if you do that, well, do it by here. And this is Akash, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.